the topic that we're talking about today. We're going to be covering Google My Business Profile. And so right now, I want to let everybody know that, again, this is going to be found on the hub. But if you have any other questions about tech related um, subject, marketing related subject, and want to propose that we could cover it on our Tech Thursdays, all ears. I'm going to drop my email in the chat. I'm happy to host some new classes in the new year. So that is the goal, is to be able to give you guys all the information, all the fresh information. And this one has been a requested class. So thank you, Carla, for sending me a message to jump on covering this topic because it is a very good one. A lot of people are wondering how to get their name, their face out there. Google is the best place. Google is the biggest search engine out there. Right now, we are working with a lot of AI tools. And so AI is also another way to be ranked. But this also starts with just putting your name out there in all places possible. Your website is one place, Google is another place. And so we want to make sure that we are setting you up for success today, covering all of the details of how to find the Google My Business. You guys might want to jump ahead if you go into this 9 dots right next to your Chrome profile, your Google account. If you're logged in with your KW email, you should be able to see then that would be the best place to start. Google My Business would be under Business Profile Manager. But let's talk about the whys, the ins and outs of why this is super important to get ahead of. So, you are a business as a realtor. You are your own business. It's important that you establish your online credibility in all ways possible. Your Google My Business profile is your digital storefront. And so we want to make sure that this has all of the information. Be just to give you a heads up, after this process, it doesn't stop here. You will receive a card in the mail that helps register you on Google, that has a specific code that you want to go back to this step or into your Google profile to be able to activate it even further. So, in the very beginning, you will want to create your profile, um, create different like subsets of servicing areas and all of those details, similar to how you would sign up for anything like your name, your profile, where you're located, your business information, so that it can capture everything. And this also gives you a very proper way of getting reviews as well. So if anybody would Google your name, your Google My Business would pop up like any other business that you would search online, and it will have a place to write a review. I would highly recommend, once your profile is active, to save that review link so that people can start writing reviews for you on your Google My Business profile. So to set this up, you'll want to go to business.google.com. You would eventually arrive here. If you want to go there and get a head start, I'll be right there with you, but I want to cover a lot of the important things that people need to be aware of. So choosing your category, real estate, realtor, real estate agent, that would be the category that you'd want to choose, the service area, everywhere in Seattle, everywhere in Washington. What service area are you going to um, add on is completely up to you. Building your business profile. This will also include writing down your address. Highly recommend using your office address for this. It will give you a step to identify your workplace via pictures or a 360 camera. So office is great. I know a lot of us work from home. Putting our home address is probably our first instinct. Highly recommend putting your office address there. And this is something that you can change, but just because of privacy reasons. And so if anybody has any questions, again, please hop off of mute. But let's talk about weekly posting and managing reviews for a second. There is a great opportunity here to post everything that you're sharing on social media on Google. One, it's for searchability. It's information out there. It's more data alongside your website, your profile, and everything. So when people look you up, they find your profile. There is a spot underneath reviews that you can actually post photos, sold, uh, graphics, just listed graphics, the perfect place to add on to your marketing. Listing testimonials as well. Encourage people to start building up reviews on your Google My Business profile. That would probably be the first thing I would do. Reviews are great. They tell your story before you can, but they also offer another layer of that experience that people get to have with you. Q&A, there is a portion with signing up for your Google My Business. When we go through this, it's going to be really quick, but I want to go through a couple of things that are important to note. There's a Q&A that you can add in your Google My Business profile. It's very easy. I know probably a few of you are far into that process. I highly encourage listing as many questions as possible. As you know, if you are working with websites, you have a website. If the Keller Williams website attached to your command profile, you want to give as much information as possible anywhere possible, because that adds to the overall data for your profile. And so, jumping right in, does anybody have any questions? Does anybody want to come off of mute and share if they have an experience with building their own Google My Business profile? All right, great. Now I'm going to start building the Google My Business profile starting from right here. I can either type my business, Google My Business will share all of this information, or I can go directly to this website. Where was that at? Business.google. Business.google.com. Okay. Another easy way to access Google My Business is going to be in these 9 dots. And it's this icon right here. If you're not seeing that, it's likely that you haven't accessed it before. Could take some time to just even navigate the Google landscape. I get it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out if this is not something that you see, if you have any questions. But then more from Google Workspace Marketplace would definitely get you there. So some of these icons may be hidden because we don't use them often. And so that would be the first place to start. Okay, great. So because I've gone through a few steps, now I'm here. I can see, edit my profile, read reviews. Why don't we go back to business.google.com? These are the steps that I would see if I were starting off new. So my business, this isn't actual established business, an establishment that's already been registered. It wouldn't pop up. So what you want to do is create a business, identify the business category. You start typing in real estate. You'll see the options is real estate agent, real estate agency, uh, real estate consultant is a cool one. And this doesn't tie you specifically to that, or there's no significance really, but categorizing your service, uh, which again adds to the overall metadata of your account. This aids in searchability. Oh, it's not letting me do that. So I need to choose the existing one. So it's agency or agent. The next page, do you want to add a location customers can visit, like a store or office? If not, then this just highlights you as a business, but not giving them that address. Where do you serve your customers? I want to add in as many information here and be very particular if it's Bellevue, if it's Seattle, not just Washington, although I could do that. I want to be very specific about the city. Why? Because again, it adds to the overall data that you capture, that your website or your Google My Business captures, further aiding in searchability. You guys might find this funny, but the other day I learned from YouTube videos. I often would do a lot of research before my classes just to see what I can do to stay ahead. You can now be ranked on ChatGPT. If you're going to be searching for best restaurant, it'll pull up best restaurant in X area. If you're going to be searching for best business or best anything, it'll give you recommendations. This is pulling directly from Google, all the social media platforms they connect. The SEO is reading all of those places and further ranking you. Upon further research, I've learned that the more places that your name is at, further aids in pushing your rankability. If you have your website dialed in with all of the data, the information, which is why blogs are still relevant. If you have all of that information with homes under your parent website that has your name on it, that develops more searchability. So be very intentional when you're setting up your Google My Business profile, or if it's your website. I'm going to go ahead and write my number because I can't add a number that is fake. So this is my actual number. Yes, it's an Oregon area code. Still keep it, even if I'm not living in Oregon. It's been 10 years. Okay. Verifying your mailing address. This is important because after you're done completing this process of signing up for your business profile, you will get a postcard in the mail. It's a flimsy postcard. It may not be in a actual envelope. And so be on the lookout for this postcard because it has a code that you need to verify that your business profile is real. So adding in this information, make sure that you have access to this box because that piece of paper is important and hard to try to recover. If you want to put the office address, that's great. And now we're at this step where we need to verify our business. At this point, you will be prompted to either verify via code or via business video. This requires you to record your station. So if you're in the office, it'll ask you to go to the front of the office. It'll ask you to go around the corner into your office station. So there's a lot that goes into this. If you want to just opt into getting a phone code, great. You can also verify later. Highly recommend going through all the steps, but for the sake of this training, I'm just going to hit next to get to this part here. appraisals, real estate agent. It's going to suggest a lot of the different options that you can add on to as your service. So appraisals, beach property and rentals, or you can search by selecting to show more. I can add as many services as possible, again, further aiding in boosting my searchability, my ranking. Uh, this doesn't really go any further than your setup if you're not utilizing your Google My Business profile. So I want to just further emphasize that it is so important to just drive people to writing reviews about your business. Um, Business hours, setting this up, you can toggle everything on. Um, it doesn't mean that people could call you in the wee hours of the night. I just see it as you're available all day, every day. If you want to have a cutoff, it will show on Google when you are not available or that the business is closed. So toggling everything on would be best practice. I toggled them off. Um, but right now, adding business description here would be the best time to kind of check back with your business plan, or maybe you have something written out about specifically your business, who you want to target, your target audience, what's unique about you, your unique value proposition that you can aid in your business. So all of that information could be bunched up into a nice paragraph that you can add here. This will be listed directly under your name on your Google My Business profile. So if this were the place, it would be right below, just before your reviews. So if you need help with crafting a business description, definitely reach out. My email is in the chat. If you guys want to use AI tools, we have Gemini accessible with your KW account. All you would need to do is, while being logged into your business profile on Chrome, this is how you would know which profile you're logged into if you have multiple profiles. If you were to be logged into your KW profile and you would search Gemini, as long as you're signed in, it should take you to a place that would recognize that um, you are associated with the Keller Williams domain, and it will automatically give you pro account features. So if you want to do something special, if you're not able to just put things together, which a lot of people are using AI for copywriting and summarizing different ideas, great. Use Gemini, use Claude. If you guys are interested in any other AI products and want to chat about it, please reach out. Happy to have that conversation. Super fun for me. But as well, the landscape of these large language models are changing every day. And so don't feel like you're the last person to find things out. If you start now, practice every day, you'll do great. If you don't, then there is a chance that you're missing out on a lot of ways to buy back your time, to gather resources and information uh, in a smooth and steady way. So, yeah. Adding your storefront photo. Now, this would be the first thing that people see. So I highly recommend adding your headshot here because it will replace this house It will be the face of your business. If you want to skip this for now, do that. And then come back and add in your image. Photos may appear on search, maps, other Google services. When you're uploading your photo, you may have downloaded it from the internet and it has like a mock name, untitled or unknown, or depending on your device, it may say just a bunch of numbers. Highly recommend changing the name to your name. This applies to adding anything online, YouTube, Google. If you change the name of the photo that you had saved, your headshot on your desktop. If you change that name before you add it into Google, it will aid in search. I highly recommend putting your business name. Those are the little things. Now we're at the end, and we see this $500 advertising credit. What can you use this for? This is for Google Ads. If you're going to advertise on Google, definitely make sure everything is dialed in. Make sure that you have your address everywhere in all places, your name on everything, on every page, real estate on every page. Before you start investing into advertisement, because if your foundation doesn't support the ads when people come to your page, they're going to see something bare, something that doesn't reflect your brand and your business. So I want to make sure that everybody keeps that in mind. So even with social media, if you were to run advertisement, you want people to come to your page and know what to do next. You want them to know that they need to find your name, your contact information is right there and ready and available for them to take the next step, which is to contact you. You want to claim your credit, you could do that right now. It doesn't set you up to create an ad or anything. It just adds it to your profile. So now your edits will be visible once you're verified. Continue. That is because you still need to get that postcard after you're done setting this up. Now we're here, which is where you would, if you were to look for my business and you've gone through all of these steps, you should see that there is a way to either edit your profile, read your reviews, manage your posts, photos, posts, performance. This is where the analytics go. Bookings, Q&A. We talked about that a little bit about adding as much information as possible on your Google My Business page. Anything involving real estate, any common questions, add it here because that aids if people are looking for real estate, you want to have as many real estate phrases in your business profile in order to rank on Google properly. Searchability is only really worth much if you're actually putting a lot of data behind it, or if you're being searched a lot, that will amp up your searchability as well. So this, the first step right now after setting everything up, making sure that all of these are up to par, would be to keep your review link handy. The best way to, add more to your Google My Business profile would be to collect the reviews, to make sure people are looking for your business. Make sure people are going to your website. If you've ever started a new email, um, you will encounter the same thing. People need to send you emails for your email to be recognized or to be active. So your emails don't go to spam. It's a similar way here with Google SEO, search engine optimization. So keep your review link handy. After you verify your business, you should see a lot more options. This is going to take me through trying to verify everything because it knows that I haven't done that part. I'm going to just pick a random address. But that's what you need to do to verify your business, make sure it this is ensuring that you are a real person setting this up. That's all it is. And then you should be all good to go. In the new year, what are you guys working on for your business? If it's tech, if it's marketing, I want to open the floor up for questions, but I also want to ask you guys what's important for you right now. What are you focused on in the new year? If it's setting up the foundations, if it's building up more resources for your clients, if it's um, creating a better listing presentation, uh, what is your focus?
Hi, JC. This is TJ.
Hi,
How
TJ.
are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
Good. This has been a great class. I did set up my Google My Business profile some time back,
Okay.
and there's a section of listed products. And I actually went in and tried to advertise all my listings under the products, and it
That's
kept
awesome.
giving me error messages saying I needed to fix some of the entries. And when I went in to do so, it wasn't categorizing them correctly. It was asking me things like, when is the shipping date? And so it almost thought that like they were retail products, so to speak. And I,
Yeah.
I could never fix that. And I wasn't sure are you able to advertise your listings under products?
Not so because
Okay.
it's yeah, this would be the
Yeah.
product
Okay.
that you
So it's
have
more
to
for an actual retail product.
yeah. But
Okay.
you
Well,
but what you could do is you could post it.
sure. No, and we do that quite a bit. So
That's awesome.
that is great.
Yeah.
Um, Good. And then you're saying any photos you upload should
Mm-hmm.
always be named what they are for just better SEO.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
good. I think I did that some just naturally, but never real intentionally.
Oh yeah, even on YouTube.
Okay. And would you do that on like listing photos and stuff? Naming
The
them,
address.
the
Yeah.
address. Okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Great
That,
question.
yeah, thank you. That answers that question. Appreciate it.
Thanks, TJ.
Mhm.
It's been quite interesting to see where traffic comes from. I manage a restaurant too, with social media, and we use Google to push our information out there. And you just never know where people come from. If they're looking for you and they can find you, that's great. If they're coming from Google, if they're coming from social, amazing. But we do know one thing is for sure. If you're going to search your name, they communicate with each other now. This is something new that happened within the last few months, integrating the SEO behind social media platforms and Google. So further enhancing your ranking and searchability. That's been the topic of today. I feel like I've said that a few times already, but any other questions? Yours are awesome. I really love to get to know everybody in this call. Um, Adding hours, business, photos, website. If you guys have any issues with website as well, feel free to reach out. You have my email in the chat. This is going to prompt a lot of different things, questions, before you even decide what you need to do. It's right there. So all you have to do is really follow through the steps. It's not scary. Not as scary as a lot of people may think. But going through and setting up your ad campaign, that is a whole nother story. But it's just really relying on making sure that your website is dialed in. Dialed in, meaning your headshots there. All our websites, when we join Keller Williams, are branded to the company standards. Even your bio, it's a generic bio. So highly recommend going in there and changing everything and making sure that it is up to par. Super important, super important. Alrighty. Well, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me by email. This is always a great time for me to just chat with you guys. And that's about much of the information that I wanted to cover. This is a really quick and short class. If you guys run into any issues or want to share your experience with going through all of these different shortcuts or even exploring the Google Suite tools, you having a Keller Williams email means you have a higher access to Google business tools and also just Google tools in general because we have a Google Suite. Uh, you will see the difference when you go into your calendar and you're setting up appointments. Sometimes there are buttons there on your KW profile that doesn't exist on a regular Gmail account. A lot of these too can apply to these tools available here, but all it takes is you're just trying to explore and figure things out. But let me know if you guys have any questions, and I hope you guys have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you.